Greetings, all you battle-hardened warriors out there. I'm Duuz-Diz-Din coming at you with another Super Dragon Ball Heroes episode review. This time it's the very interestingly numbered episode 11. I say that because it takes place in episode 11. It's episode 11 titled Fierce Fight, Universe 11's Decisive Battle, which makes you kind of think that Universe 11 will be deeply involved in this episode, but spoiler alert, they're not. So we pick back up with Goku, flat on his ass and having been beaten up by Hearts' ace in the hold, Lags, who has the ability to summon crystals and glass shards or, stuff like that. However, on the flip side, we see that Vegeta in his, blue evolution form is just taking it to Kami Orin. It was just not able to really just, fight against him for the most part. He's completely devastating them. Basically in the same way that Ultra Instinct Omen Goku would have. But as Lags gets ready to just completely impale Goku with her crystals, in comes Trunks, who goes through the barrage that Lags lets out and shoves a beam right in her face to blast her away. Meanwhile, Vegeta's just still taking it to Kami Orin, and they're really just taken aback by the fact that Vegeta had so much more power left within him, showing that they weren't truly able to tap into his full power when he was being possessed. However, despite the fact that his forces are on the ropes, Hearts doesn't seem too bothered by any of this, typical villain fashion. He still seems to portray that his motives, his plans are still in motion. Everything is still going according to plan. Even when we see that Zamasu is just being decimated by Jiren, which who had any doubt, there's no way that a fusion, just no matter how powerful Fuse Zamasu is, there was no way that he would have been, able to stand up against Jiren. But the one thing that gives Fuse Zamasu the edge is just the fact that he has infinite healing. He's immortal. He will always heal back to his natural state, no matter what Jiren does. But on the flip side of this, and I guess they decided to just pump some real good animation into it, get that one animator who always comes in and does the really stylized looks, just to show off Vegeta's, final flash, just to take out Kami Orin. And while he doesn't destroy them, he does cause them to defuse, which really takes them off guard because they weren't expecting this much power from him. But because of that, Vegeta's in his natural element right here, and that's on top, baby. He's just ready to take it to them, no matter what they can dish out. And as Trunks continues to try to take on Lags, she then, tries to infuse her power into the ground to bring out all these crystalline spikes, to impale Trunks, only for Goku to knock Trunks out of the way in order to take the shot. However, as Goku manages to tank through it, down comes Hearts to tell Lags to go over to Universe 3 and help out Cumber, which is kind of surprising because, it seemed like Cumber wasn't really having that much of a hard time on Universe 3, but, and even Lags doesn't really think that it has to be her, because she doesn't feel that it's necessary. Either that or she doesn't quite like working with Cumber in the limited amount of time that they've been with him. However, Hearts, in a very charismatic nature that shows why he was able to bring all these people together because of his nature. He convinces her to go because he says it can be no one else but you. Meanwhile, Goku is all too happy to take it to Hearts finally. After all this time, it seems like Hearts is ready to fight. But we see that Hearts was able to read Goku's mind, something that I could have sworn Goku was able to do once too. But he reads Goku's mind and understands the fact that apparently Goku still has more power within him. He still can tap more into Super Saiyan, into Ultra Instinct. But Hearts wants to draw that power out. He wants to take down Goku at his most powerful, which is the massive, like, Vegeta complex right there. Like, that is folly of the highest level. Like, dude, you must have pretty big cojones on you to really want to attempt that. But Goku is all too happy to oblige, goes into Super Saiyan and goes on the attack. But Hearts' gravity manipulation ability comes into play as he just slams him, both Goku and Trunks, to the ground. And even when Vegeta goes at Hearts in his blue evolution form, even he is slammed to the ground with the power of gravity, and it just phases out of his blue evolution form, just showing that Hearts' manipulation of gravity is just that intense. It's just that terrible, because all three of these Saiyans have, been in situations where gravity was a very intense factor in their training, but Hearts is just taking it to them in such a way that it's just too overwhelming for them to deal with. But Goku's not done. He tries his best to get up and send out one last beam attack to continue the fight. And Hearts is just all too happy to just see this. It's just like, yeah, that's it. That's what I want to see. Fighting to the last bit. Good down to the last drop, basically. However, before Hearts can deliver his final blow, in comes this massive beam of light, and then we see Shin, the Supreme Kai of Universe 7 comes down and somehow is able to supersede Hearts' gravity manipulation ability, as he tells Goku, hey, let's teleport you and your friends out of here. So Goku is able to, just casually go and, use his instant transmission to go over to both Trunks and Vegeta, and Shin teleports all of them out of that universe, which took me off guard because I'm just like, what was that? How was Shin able to just supersede past Heart's ability? Why wasn't Hearts able to do anything when Shin got there? That's really interesting, but it's good to see Shin was actually really useful in a situation. But when Zamasu tells Hearts who Shin was, Hearts decides that, since Universe 7 was so willing to jump into the fray, that's where they'll go next. They'll take the fight to Universe 7. And because they've already gotten enough energy for the Universe Seed from Universe 11. But before they can go, Jiren wants to send out one last attack to stop them, justice and all that, stop vile villains. However, Hearts then imprisons him in that kind of cube thing we saw in a couple of episodes ago that Hearts used to destroy a planet or something. Although I'm not quite sure why Jiren didn't try to blast his way out of it. And even Topo's just Top now. Even Top's just questioning the fact that Jiren didn't manage to break out of it. How powerful does Hearts have to be that, that Jiren wasn't able to actually make his way out of confinement? And once Zamasu and Hearts teleport away, we see that this entire time Fu has actually been watching, from his laboratory, just keeping an eye on it, just happy with all the results that he's seeing, as he feels that Hearts and his crew have actually kind of been advancing the experiment he's won going along. Although what Fu's actual goal in all of this is very much unknown. And we also end up seeing that he's had his own experiment going, specifically Metal Cooler of all people. And he says that it's time for Cooler to join the fray, which immediately makes me question what the hell happened with Cooler. You know, Golden Cooler just kind of disappeared, as far as I can tell, following Fu. Now, that's what I remember the last time we saw Cooler doing, trying to follow Fu. But now we see Metal Cooler? Does that mean Fu managed to defeat Golden Cooler off screen, no less? We didn't even get the joy of seeing Golden Cooler truly do something, and he gets off screen, and now we have boring old Metal Cooler? Because I'm sorry, Cooler in his final form was always the best to me. Metal Cooler wasn't shit for me, and he still ain't shit for me. I don't want to see Metal Cooler, I wanted to see Golden Cooler, man. Hell, I would have just been satisfied with Golden Cooler doing more, but now we're going to Metal Cooler? Really? Come on, guys. You're a fan service anime at best, and you couldn't even just scratch that itch for me? That's such a bummer on my end. But that's the end of the episode. Tell me your thoughts in the comments section below. Did you like the twists and turns of, them needing to have, the Supreme Kai of Universe 7 pop in order to rescue them? How did you feel about Lags and her abilities and how she was dominating Goku? Because ultimately it was just because he wasn't able to maintain his Ultra Instinct Omen form. That's what ultimately got him in the end. But how do you feel about Zamasu being in the mix? How do you feel about Hearts being able to just completely overwhelm a Blue Evolution Vegeta? Just a lot of weird power scaling here. And what do you think about the fact that Golden Cooler was off-screened like this and the return of Metal Cooler? Do you prefer Metal Cooler, or were you like me and wanted to actually see Golden Cooler actually do something? Anything? God. But again, tell me your thoughts in the comment section below. If you liked this video, feel free to leave me a like. If you didn't, feel free to leave me a dislike and tell me what I did wrong in the comment section below so I might better myself for future videos. And how about subscribing and hitting the bell icon? That way you never miss a Super Dragon Ball Heroes episode review. And if you want to find me on social media, just Google Duuz-Diz-Din. I am everywhere, for better or for worse. And until the next video, just remember that you can always leave for another universe. Bye-bye.